All right, on this episode of Bowks Talking Bouts, excited to be talking to an individual set to compete at PFL 4 as part of their 2023 regular season, which goes down on June the 8th. And we've got a very intriguing fight set to go down as Gabriel Alves Braga and Marlon Moraes test skills. And great having Marlon on the show. How's your day going so far, man?
I'm good, man. Always working, training hard, and looking for a good performance on June 8th.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess one of the quick things I, just wanted to address just with your, previous opponent, Alejandro Flores, falling out and everything like that. And I was seeing an article kind of, touching on that briefly, saying that, a suspension was kind of levied per sources told to ESPN. I'm not trying to, cast aspersions at whatever may have happened there. But, what are your thoughts on all that? Are you happy to, have that drug testing in place or that testing in place to prevent that stuff from happening? And what are your thoughts in general on that?
Man, to be honest, I got nothing to say about it. I'm in a tournament, and when you're in a tournament, you have to expect to fight anyone. The other time I was there, we were at 10. I had an opponent, but I really was expecting to fight anyone. If my opponent have to change fight day, and I was expecting, because that's a tournament, and for the safety of the sport, it's good for them to be testing the fighters. And I don't know, I don't know what he did. I'm no one to judge the fighters and say what they can, what they can't, And a lot of people make mistakes in life, and why not the commission's wrong? We never know. I can't say anything because I can prove so. And I'm just worried about my fight, getting there, perform.
Yeah, for sure. And not trying to put you in an awkward spot, or like you said too, not trying to, judge that situation. It could be a relatively benign substance. Like some of the banned substances can get a little dicey sometimes. So
you never know. Maybe they can be wrong, because I've seen people proving, but I don't think with the PFL you got time enough, And I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a hard position.
Yeah, no, well said. And I'm in a similar position with that for sure. There definitely have been cases where it's been proven wrong after the fact, but you're very ready for this PFL season structure and everything. And I think it's cool because you were, part of World Series of Fighting, which obviously is the lineal promotion that led into PFL. Obviously the structure was different back then. What do you think about this, regular season structure leading into the playoffs? It seems like you enjoy it.
Man, PFL, it's about to take over, They're growing so much. Like you said, they started with the World Series of Fighting, and things are changing. People are becoming millionaires fighting for PFL, and the show is great. We have a great platform and exciting fights. So I'm excited to be part of this, and live it all, I know my career, I've been in the sport for a long time, and I want to still leave great performance for the PFL, and I want to be one of the first to kick in, the name, the PFL is going to be one of the biggest promotions out there. I think already is, but it's about to take over.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it would seem like there's a bit of a fresh coat of paint too, in the sense of just even switching up the divisions, just being long-time bantamweight, as I said, champion with World Series of Fighting, and you previously challenged for the UFC's 135 title. How has it felt recently, just adjusting to featherweight and competing at 145?
Since I moved to 45, I had a great performance. I ended up losing that fight, and I fought with one of the best fighters in the world, Brandon, my last one, and I'm in the game, I'm in a tournament that's 10 guys, and I'm definitely one of the best 5, best 4, and that's what I'm looking to look after June 8th. I'm looking to have a great performance and be qualified as one of the top 4 and make the playoffs.
Well, you kind of even touched on it right there, and it reminds me of an article that I'd read that you were featured in a while ago, where you were talking about how just a lot of this is like a byproduct of, I mean, you've never had an easy fight. Like, your resume is, quite astonishing, to, say the least, and stepping in there last time with the person who was previously, the champion from the season before. So, yeah, I mean, definitely not a situation where you're getting any kind of, like, get back fight, which I believe was your phrasing in the article.
Yeah, you're right, but you just have to win when you have fights, and this game, it's not an easy game, and one thing I do every day is work hard, I work hard, and I believe my victory is coming, and every day I work harder, and I give more props for this victory that's on the oven, and I won so many times, but now it's quite a bit I don't win, so, man, I miss that feeling, and I'm looking forward for June 8th, do it in a spectacular way.
I would think just even like eyeballing the record of your opponent would, pay dividends in that kind of regard too, just being that he's had some successes in the, Challenger Series, and then kind of became a part of the 2023 regular season 10-0 record heading into this. I mean, I don't know that you're necessarily a fighter that would, I guess, derive anything from this, but maybe you are. So is there a certain something to, like, maybe halting this guy's momentum, just putting that first, blemish on the record, as it were, just as far as what it could do for your career?
No, man. He's a great talent, like the PFL doing the challengers, they are finding so many good talent. This guy is from Rio as well. I'm from Rio. I moved to Brazil, to the U.S. long time ago, and I know the way they work, but it's gonna be the biggest test of his career, definitely, facing me, and now he's gonna have to hang with the Lions,
Yeah, for sure. And you were talking about some of the, great work that you've had. Obviously, you're individually very motivated, but a lot of like-minded people at American Top Team, just working with guys like, Adriano Moraes and Pedro Munoz. Can you speak about the particular work you had in this camp leading into this one?
Man, I've been training with so many guys all my life, and that's what I'm preparing, and that's what makes the fighter I am today. And for this camp, I'm at the American Top Team training with all the guys. Have some friends from Russia here right now, from Dagestan fighter, and guys that I work in the past, and guys that I saw growing as a fighter, and now I'm sparring, I'm training, and this motivates me, and that's what driving me to this fight, and I just want to get in there, and like you said, I don't care who I'm fighting. I want to perform, and I want to be the best Marlon possible on June 8th.
Yeah, for sure, and maybe you even just answered this question there, but I'm kind of curious because certain fighters will indulge in a certain level of tape study on their opponents before the fight, and like I was mentioning before, this is a replacement opponent, but you seem familiar with him to a certain degree. Like, have you been doing a certain level of tape study, and if so, what would you say, Gabriel Alves Braga's better, I guess, stylistic attributes are? Like, what does he do well in the cage from what you've seen?
He's a tough guy, he's a good striker and durable guy. But I see myself beating him, and I have the weapons to beat him. And he's a good fighter, but he's not on my level, not yet.
Yeah, for sure. And you were talking a bit earlier about just what a great time this is to be a part of the, PFL fold. Like I was saying, you have the previous history with World Series of Fighting, kind of with that lineage that led into PFL becoming a thing. But it just seems like it's such a great time for the promotion, just with, Francis Ngannou recently signing, and, Jake Paul, and the advent of the pay-per-view super fight division and stuff like that. So can you kind of, I guess, speak to some of those aspects? I would think it would be exciting for you to, be a part of all that.
It's great, man. It's great to see Francis Ngannou, Jake Paul, and all the rumors behind the PFL. And they're doing the right thing. They're doing what they have to do. And to be big, you have to have big names, big stars. And I'm happy and I'm grateful to be on the roster and see that the boss is working.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely generating a lot of buzz and everything like that. And yeah, no, seems like a great time for you and stuff like that. But I mean, the recent fight, I'm kind of curious to get your insights on, just in as far as you have history with both of the participants, just having beaten Aljamain Sterling and then fighting Henry Cejudo for that bantamweight title. Like, what were your thoughts on that recent title fight they had?
It was a close fight, Like I said before, I picked Sterling to win, and just win doing what he always does, Like, if he play like he's fighting, but he's just trying to make it, I have a lot of respect for him, but he had some luck decisions, man, and it is what it is. That's fighting.
Okay, yeah, I can kind of get what you're saying on that end of things, but I guess just one last question I kind of had for you, just being mindful of your time and everything. I was noticing on Twitter, it seems like you're a bit of a Big Brother Brazil fan. I saw Shoeface got to be on there at one point. Do you think we're ever going to see Marlon Moraes take part in Big Brother Brazil?
Never, man. he left the show and went to the police department. That's not what I want to be, man. That's a problem, because when you're in there, they see you all day, everything you say. And in Brazil now, people are all about, like, anything you say plays against yourself. And Two-Face is a good guy, and happened to him. He ended up having to talk with police and things. I don't want to be involved in that, man.
Yeah, I mean, definitely want to avoid police interaction if you can, for sure. I get where you're coming from in that sort of sense, but I guess just one last thing I kind of wanted to, touch on here, because you were, talking about just how, like, people should respect your history. Like, this was kind of a translated Instagram post, but saying to respect your history, and you've been in here for, such a long period of time, like when certain fighters were kind of, still wearing diapers, and you were saying next fight, watch the first round. Is that you predicting a first round finish in this one, or maybe I've misconstrued that?
Man, watch it. Just watch it.
Yeah, Marlon Moraes is always, must-watch TV for sure, but I want to be mindful of your time and schedule, Marlon. I appreciate you coming on, but just curious if there's maybe...
Have a great day. It's a pleasure to speak with you, man.
Yeah, no, for sure. I guess I was just wondering if there's maybe any final parting thought you might want to add as we're wrapping up, or did we kind of touch on everything you wanted to, I guess?
Your name is Dylan, right?
It is, yeah.
Thank you, Dylan. I appreciate that's the last sentence, I appreciate what you guys do for the sport, and very important part of the business. A lot of people don't understand, but thank you so much. You made it easy for me. Have a great day, brother.